Did you just piss in our bed?
These are the last words my brother heard from his wife before blacking out in a pool of red urine.
Your brother's kidneys are failing. You might want to sign him up on a transplant waitlist as soon as possible.
The doctor said as a young nurse forced a 16-inch catheter down his manhood. I couldn't believe what started as a common prostate problem went from occasional trouble urinating to a gland so swollen that it seemed seconds away from bursting. In less than 1 year, my big brother had gone from a 48-year-old strong, healthy man to a helpless shadow wrapped up in adult diapers, lying embarrassed in a cold-lit ICU room. While every drop of pee felt like a curse, not one of 5 well-reputed specialists in the entire hospital knew how to fix his problem, or at least help him feel a little bit less miserable. To this day, it makes me furious even to think about that humiliating night of my brother's life. And the only reason I'm telling you all about it today is because it was that precise incident that led me to the discovery of a completely natural and inexpensive method that saved the lives of thousands of men all around the world. A 15-second Japanese male ritual that shrinks your prostate in a matter of weeks while helping you pee like a fire hose. Despite what you've been led to believe, prostate growth is not a normal part of aging. In fact, the root cause of BPH has nothing to do with age. As recent studies from Harvard Medical School and Stanford University have shown, the real cause of prostate enlargement has everything to do with your body mistaking your hormones for a lethal infection, which triggers a massive inflammation in your body, while also causing ED and hair loss. And once you'll go to the root of this infection, not only will you have the power to take full control of your bladder, but you'll also free yourself from anxiety and depression, regaining your vitality, sex drive, endurance way beyond the very best days of your youth. No matter if you're 40, 70, or 80 years old, no matter for how long you've been suffering from prostate enlargement or what your medical condition is, in the next 5 minutes, you'll find out why 93% of men are sentenced to prostate issues. A hidden CDC report reveals it all. The 2 worst popular drugs that big pharma and doctors are shoving down your throat, despite Harvard clearly pointing out that they put you on the list for imminent prostate failure. The number 1 warning sign that you should never, ever ignore when it comes to your prostate. Hint, pay close attention in the bedroom tonight. The 1,000 patient experiment ran by the British Journal of Urology that uncovered the toxic culprit that inflates your prostate while eventually causing ED. And the $1.63 a day clinically proven male protocol that you can start using today to shrink your prostate, along with all the studies from prestigious universities like Ohio that show how it works. It's absolutely crucial you stick with me until the very end of my story while you still have the chance, because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to keep this presentation online. The prostate industry is worth $20 million in the US alone. It's only logical that these corporate fat cats are scared by my dirt cheap method that can put them out of business overnight. They don't want you healthy and thriving. They want you to keep buying their useless, chemical-filled medicines so they can stay rich. This is the 3rd time I have uploaded this presentation, and they always take it down and try to hide my expose on their shifty practices and criminal activity. So please, keep listening, because this information could save you or your loved ones from crippling complications. Just imagine what it would feel like to never have to worry about health complications like urinary tract infections, painful bladder stones, or aggressive kidney diseases. To never have to struggle to push out a few drops of pee, maintain a steady stream, or fear that you'll be leaking urine in front of everyone. Instead, you'll wake up refreshed and full of energy. You pee like a teenager and enjoy the strength and libido of a young man, adding years of good sex, restful sleep, and unlimited freedom to your life. Just like the 17,856 men all across the U.S., people like Jason S. from Boston, who says,
I used to schedule my day around a bathroom, and I had to avoid caffeine, spicy foods, and a tiny bit of alcohol drink because it would only make things worse. Now I can enjoy all of those things again. Plus my sex life is better than ever. I'm never giving up ProstaStream.
As you can see, these men are regaining their lives and dignity. So let's not waste any more time. Let's break you out from the BPH jail. Hi, my name is Frank Neal, and I'm the most hated man in Big Pharma's board meetings. If you're an American man, then know this. The Big Pharma conglomerates have a cash prize on the head of each able-bodied man in America. Each man who falls prey to this seemingly harmless urinary problem risks not only public humiliation, emasculation, physical discomfort, life-threatening kidney failure, but also bankruptcy. Provenge costs $93,000 for the course of the treatment, while Zytiga costs about $5,000 a month. Sanofi's Gevtana costs about $8,000 every 3 weeks. With other pricey drugs on the way, they're walking on tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands per patient over the course of therapy. The reason I know all these is my brother. My strong brother who brought dangerous criminals into the hands of justice and who protected and served this country's justice system as a SWAT officer. My lifelong hero who could make any woman weak in the knees with lust even well after 45. Was now just a shell of a man, humiliated every few hours as a young nurse would hold him down and insert a catheter in his manhood, just so that he could eliminate 10 pathetic drops stuck in his bladder. All this after his wife had seen him pee their bed, and chances were that she was about to see him wear adult diapers every day of their married life. It was getting gut-wrenching. I don't want any other family in this country to go through what we did. My brother was sick and not conscious half of the time from all the toxins that were spilling in his blood, causing him to hallucinate and pass out into lucidity. When the doctors wanted to know more details about what he was taking and for how long, none of us knew what to tell him. My brother was a very private guy, and if I hadn't gone looking through his stuff the very next day, I think he would have taken his secret to his grave. As soon as the doctor told me that they couldn't treat him until he knew if he was already on any other prostate inhibitors, I got in my car and rushed to his home. The bathroom cabinets held nothing of interest, so I knew I had to dig more. Making my way through each room, I thought I'd never find anything and would have to return to the hospital empty-handed. But luckily, just as I was sitting in my car, in his driveway, it hit me. The garage. I frantically went through each box and bag that I could with no success. But the more I moved around, the more I felt the faint smell of urine every time I passed the trunk of his car. And when it popped open, lo and behold, my brother's dirty little secret. In one of the bags there was underwear he had soiled, but probably hadn't had the chance to throw out yet. Another paper bag held 4 new pairs of underwear, which I assumed were his emergency kit. And one last black bag held what I found out to be the worst mistake a man can ever make when it comes to BPH. 2 half-taken boxes of Advidart and Proscar. You see, when you finally can't take the humiliation of trying and failing to hold in those few drops of pee when you're at the cinema or dinner party, you'll end up going to a doctor who's on Big Pharma's payroll and who will prescribe whatever brings the best payout for them. After bringing my brother's meds to the doctor and explaining what I had found, he simply shrugged his shoulders and said he'll need to consult with his peers and maybe come up with a different treatment. Before leaving the room, he also turned to say something that stuck in my brain like superglue. I would lower my expectations, Mr. Neal. It's not looking very good. I called my brother's wife and asked her to tell me everything she knows. As it turned out, my poor brother's symptoms were something he had brushed off entirely until Sunday morning, when he woke up terrified by his wife's scream of disgust. He had peed himself through the night and didn't even feel it. As painful as it may sound, that was just one part of their problems. The treatment he was on had turned him into a eunuch. He was constantly complaining that his gems were painful and inflamed, so much so, she was not allowed to even touch him because he'd get angry. She broke down crying, remembering the humiliation of begging for her husband to even see her as a woman again. He was always grumpy and never slept for more than 3 hours straight because he'd soon rush to the bathroom just for her to hear 3 weak dribbles hit the bowl. Matt was in so much pain he could barely sit on a chair without feeling the need to go again. But he always put on his brave face, and we could never tell what suffering and pain went on behind that tough outer shell. Hearing all these, I couldn't leave my brother at the mercy of the very industry whose money depends on the sickness of men. No matter what, I had to fight for Matt, just as he had fought for all of us. So I went into a frantic state of reading and researching. My starting point was what he was taking, Advidart and Proscar. These 2 meds are called 5-alpha reductase inhibitors, or 5-ARIs, help to shrink the gland and keep it from pressing on a man's plumbing. But 5-ARIs have a complex connection to prostate deadly affections. In some cases, not only did it trigger certain deadly diseases, but the ones that do get triggered are more aggressive than ever. But if you think that's so far-fetched, Why would they give you something that worked when combined sales of prostate drugs above grew from $5.5 billion in 2014 to $8.9 billion in 2018? They are pushing these pills on anyone who even steps foot in a urologist's office. Because either way, your sickness is profitable. And if you end up getting a prostate deadly affection, then you double your worth to them. So if you ever thought to yourself that you should settle for their nauseating meds, trust me, this is the last thing you'd want to do. Especially since I'm about to tell you how you can put an end to all these issues starting tonight. Just sit back, listen, and join the 17,856 men from all across the U.S. who took matters into their own hands and spat in the face of the industry and overpriced meds that could only rob them of their golden years. That's exactly what Robert J. from New Jersey did. He writes, "I was beyond skeptical. Every bone in my body wanted me to exit out of your video at first. But boy, that would have easily been the worst decision I could have made. Something about your brother's tragedy wanted me to see more, especially since I couldn't even remember the last night I managed to sleep through the night without running to the toilet and pulling a Hulk moment every time my son or wife were in there when I had to go so urgently. I had so many doctors up the wazoo, I even felt like it was just part of my routine as a man over the age of 50. I tried, tested, and recommended your method to everyone I know. It never disappoints, and maybe best of all, it saved me from bankruptcy and imminent surgeries. Thank you." Well, I need to thank Robert because the only reason I keep fighting those greedy bastards is people like him. That's why the day I decided that drugs were not an option for my brother or anyone else and took matters into my own hands was a historical one. I started with a basic but crucial question. What causes BPH in the first place? When it comes to the male reproductive system, everything starts with your androgen receptors or hormone receptors. These receptors allow your body to properly respond to testosterone, the male hormone that plays a key role in how your genitalia develops and functions, and DHT, an aggressive male hormone that causes the reproductive system to mature and grow old. Hormone receptors are also responsible for your sexual behavior, the way you age, or how much strength you have. Let's say that if they work correctly, these receptors are the ones who make a man what he is. But if the receptors go wrong and throw around bad hormones, your prostate inflates and grows in size, which means you'll have trouble starting and maintaining flow or emptying your bladder. So at that point, what I needed to know was, what disturbs the hormone receptors? What makes them go haywire and blow up your prostate? That's when I came across a 2019 interview from the well-reputed Stanford professor, Dr. James Brook, who was also won the Best Doctor in America award for 9 years in a row. When he decided to trace BPH back to its root cause, he discovered prostate enlargement was always linked to a certain type of inflammation signal. More studies link BPH to a mysterious inflammation in the body. For example, in a study conducted on 284 patients suffering from BPH, researchers found that 77% of them suffered from inflammation of their prostate cells. During a huge experiment run by the British Journal of Urology and including 1,000 BPH patients, scientists linked prostate inflammation to BPH progression, trouble urinating, and trouble fully emptying your bladder. Well, this caught my interest, so I decided to dig a little deeper to see if I could find out more. And what I found made my jaw drop. Now, as you probably know, inflammation is a defense mechanism that your body uses when you're hurt to help you heal. But does that mean that all men suffering from BPH had a wound or an infection in their bodies? Certainly not. This led scientists to one conclusion. There was something unknown and deeply disturbing that was attacking the male reproductive system, wreaking havoc on the hormone receptors and causing the inflammation of their prostate. Study after study, I started to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Remember testosterone, the good male hormone that plays a key role in the functioning of the male reproductive system, and DHT, the aggressive male hormone that causes your system to mature? Research conducted by Harvard Medical School showed that testosterone is converted to DHT at an incredibly accelerated rhythm after the age of 45. Researchers thought that DHT, because it causes the body to grow old more rapidly, was directly responsible for the development of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BHP, and also the reason for baldness, ED, or low libido. This also explained why men suddenly get sick just like clockwork after the age of 45. So after DHT does its job in your teenage years, helping your body and penis reach maturity, it can become very intrusive. So intrusive that at one point your body and hormone receptors are so shocked by it that they confuse it to be an enemy and trigger inflammation to deal with it. My heart started beating out of my chest as I continued reading. BPH was actually a severe inflammation caused by the body, confusing male hormones for an infection. This, in turn, inflates the prostate, which weighs heavy on your bladder and gives you the nagging sensation that you have to pee immediately, even though there's no real danger. Your immune system is treating your male hormones like attackers, and after the age of 45, it gets even worse because more testosterone is being converted to DHT. Make sense so far? Well, now that I discovered what started prostate growth in the first place, the next step was figuring out how to stop it. I realized that if I could prevent the inflammation from happening, then I could finally give my brother some blessed relief from his swollen and enlarged prostate. The only problem, I had no idea where to start, so I called a colleague and friend of mine who I'd known for almost 20 years, Alan Minette. I first met Alan when he came to North America from the UK. He was a brilliant researcher, winner of 2 Global Research Awards, who studied how different plants affect our bodies with a special focus on the immune system. As an internationally renowned researcher who was on the speed dial of over 20 university hospitals from Europe, Asia, US, and Africa, not only giving lectures, but also going deep in remote places to document difficult medical cases and search for alternative natural remedies, I figured he was the best candidate to bounce off some ideas with. And boy, was I right. I told him all about my poor brother and his desperate situation, and after presenting him all of the cold facts, I told him I was completely stuck. How could I stop this damn inflammation from killing my brother? I thought Alan would shrug his shoulders just like the doctors did, but instead, he said that my data was incredibly accurate. He got closer to me and told me that for years he'd been secretly searching for a working treatment as well. Ashamed to admit it, he confessed that prostate problems wreaked havoc in his family too. And all his male relatives suffered from this dreadful curse. And since he wasn't getting any younger, the clock was ticking for him as well. But the good news was that he had recently perfected one unique natural blend aimed to help hormone receptors process testosterone and DHT correctly, thus preventing the immune system from seeing male hormones as a threat. As luck would have it, coming back from a remote village in northern Japan, he learned of an obscure 6,000-year-old samurai ritual. As you would imagine, the Japanese warrior's honor had to be spotless. As such, there were numerous tales of samurais who, caught peeing themselves, were disgraced by their fellow warriors and had to perform seppuku, the ancient Japanese suicide ritual. That's why when Japanese men were facing inflammation and prostate problems, the Miko, or shaman, prepared a special concoction made out of magical mushrooms. After just a couple of days, these mushrooms would magically make the poor samurais real men again, treating their problems practically in no time. But as Alan's research would prove it, these mushrooms were in fact special because they had a little-known active substance which made them capable of fighting inflammation, balance male hormones, and even increase sex drive. This substance, which is 100 times stronger than anything found in any modern or expensive drug out there, was Alan's missing piece of the puzzle. I could barely believe my ears. So, I went all in. I took a second mortgage on my house and sold one of the cars. Within a week, I had a down payment for Alan to order any ingredient or piece of lab equipment that he needed. I was going to take out my brother from that hellhole of a hospital and treat him myself, whether he liked it or not. At that point, my brother was too worn down and weakened to argue with me, so he took the blend Alan had created without even asking what was in it. The first few days, nothing happened. The only new thing was me learning how to put in a catheter for him to empty his bladder. But soon, however, results started showing up almost overnight. Matt told me his bladder didn't hurt anymore and that he felt no pressure. Slowly but surely, he started going to the bathroom once before bed and once more after a restful night of sleep. It was the first time he could sleep through the night. While in the hospital, he had lost so much weight and felt so worn down, he needed help to get in and out of bed. Here he was now, much sooner than we thought, ready to train again and doing push-ups in the hallway. When I saw the light in his wife's eyes while she looked at him, I just knew their bedroom problems were gone too. It was like his BPH never existed. Doctors could not believe their eyes. They saw my brother as an inexplicable miracle. How could someone go from kidney failure to 100% healthy prostate in just a few short weeks? Here's a short and to the point explanation of each and every one of the secret ingredients used and how they work. First of all, know that according to our repeated lab tests, the following ingredients have proven to be 100% effective only in this formula, especially calculated and adjusted to give the best possible results when it comes to shrinking and maintaining your prostate to that of a young man. Step 1, absorb the ingredients fast to start healing right away. We've sourced no less than 34 ingredients from the purest places in the world and made sure to process them right away in order to keep their properties intact. You wouldn't believe how many counterfeits are on the market. Because our plants, seeds, and vitamins are extremely bioavailable, they're easier for the body to absorb. Once they enter your system, the body practically sucks them up like a dry sponge, eliminating the risk of urinary tract infections, excruciating bladder stones, and even kidney failure. The blend does two things. First, puts out the inflammation and acts as a stabilizer for the hormone receptors. Step 2, flush away DHT buildup. If you're over 45, you have at least 30 years worth of inflammatory DHT buildup in your prostate. After testing more than 144 herbs, mushrooms, and leaves, we've mixed 5 extremely powerful ingredients that will evacuate DHT from your body with each steady stream each time you visit the washroom. Saw palmetto, also known as the sworn enemy of DHT, according to a study conducted by the University of Michigan Health System, has crushed tests repeatedly. During one 12-week study in 92 men, it improved urinary tract infections associated with BPH, and in another study on 85 men over 45 years old, it considerably increased urine flow. This wonder ingredient blocks the 5-alpha reductase, an enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT, while also stopping the spread and growth of prostate harmful cells by deactivating specific receptors involved in deadly diseases development. If this wasn't enough, saw palmetto can also improve hair growth by 60%. Next, the legendary Japanese mushroom trio that has been praised for more than 6,000 years. Maitake, reishi, and shiitake proved to have anti-prostate deadly disease properties by the Journal of Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity. Aside from boosting the immune system to fight inflammation, they have an amazing ability to balance hormones and increase libido. Graviola, an evergreen tree coming from South Africa. It's a potent DHT blocker. According to the Journal of Phytochemistry, its leaves have been clinically proven to reduce the size of prostates. Step 3, wipe out toxins and purify your entire system. During this phase, cat's claw, Pygeum africanum bark, and tomato fruit powder will dissolve the billions of toxic bacteria that have been spilling over into your blood for years. While cat's claw and tomato fruit powder act as strainers, separating all bacteria from your blood flow, Pygeum africanum bark works as a deep cleanser because it's a natural anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial agent. Not only that, but Pygeum africanum has also been used for more than 20 years in France in patients suffering from BPH to inhibit bladder hyperreactivity. This will make your blood more oxygenated, ready to be pumped up for the next important phase. Step 4, pee like a fire hose. We're talking about complete stream rejuvenation. When paired, natural green tea and broccoli leaf extracts make sure you have a strong flow and empty your bladder completely with no effort whatsoever. The Journal of Synthetic Chemistry confirms that broccoli leaf extracts have the mandatory for healing the prostate, while a study conducted by Ohio University showed that men who ate broccoli weekly had a 44% lower incidence of bladder problems. Green tea is not only diuretic, you can see it as the trainer of your bladder because it increases control over the urinary system. Step 5, activate and power up your sex drive. Here's where 2 superstar ingredients enter into the action. Stinging nettle root, an amazing manhood firming agent, and red raspberry extract, the natural teenage sex drive booster. Stinging nettle root counteracts the changes caused by decreased testosterone levels and revitalizes the whole general body health. As a result, it increases sexual performance, sensation, and fulfillment. Your manhood might get at least 3 times stronger than it was before you started experiencing the first signs of BPH. Red raspberry is considered a sex tonic, also known to boost fertility. Step 6. Get a potent anti-DHT defense army. Meet the anti-DHT defense trio: selenium, vitamin E, and vitamin B6. These 3 ingredients will make sure that no more prostate-debilitating DHT will ramble through your body. They've been scientifically recognized to arrest on the spot any DHT or other dangerous bacteria they come across. Better protection means better health. Step 7, supercharge your entire system. Zinc, copper, and 16 more plant extracts and vitamins join their forces to regenerate and shield every cell of your body, while maintaining your hormones in check and bulletproofing your bladder and urinary tract against any disease. According to Harvard, zinc is present in all the body's organs, but the prostate has a higher concentration than any other tissue. This metal has a vital role in DNA repair and in regulating the balance between testosterone and DHT. No wonder low levels of zinc have been associated with ED. As for copper, it's an essential anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cholesterol micronutrient that also improves circulation and digestion, but your body doesn't produce it naturally, so you must add it from external sources. Unless you want to eat bags of leafy greens just to get a minimum dosage, supplements are an efficient way to do it. After adding the final touches to the formula and seeing how my brother had made a full recovery in no time and gained his life back, it was as clear as daylight that we had a mission. All the suffering caused by prostate enlargement and urinary incontinence had to end. And we needed to make our discovery accessible to as many people as possible. Since our proprietary blend was 100% natural, and we had found an FDA-registered and GMP-certified facility where we could turn our mix into easy-to-swallow pills, we didn't have to wait for approval to produce our first batch. At first, I can admit we were scared to share this with the general public. We found out soon enough that Big Pharma's rage spreads far and wide, and that their lawyers are like rabid dogs when it comes to protecting their master's bank accounts. But I never wanted another soul to suffer as Matt did. I never wanted another father and husband to be humiliated and reduced to a pathetic excuse of a man. After all of this nightmare ended, we could have just counted our blessings and went back to our lives. But I, Matt, and Alan felt like this was too important and too urgent. How could we soundly sleep at night knowing that another man risks becoming dependent on diapers or risks facing deadly kidney infections? So we created a clinically proven and all-natural supplement that will allow you to target the real root cause of BPH, a severe inflammation caused by your body confusing DHT hormones for an infection, and turbo boost your hormone receptors and immune system to break out the prostate growth cycle. We call it Prostastream. We've sourced the purest high-quality plant extracts and vitamins and put the exact quantities into an easy-to-swallow capsule to take once a day. Every capsule is manufactured in the USA in our FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards. Prostastream capsules are non-GMO and safe. They do not contain any dangerous stimulants or toxins, and they're not habit-forming. By now, I imagine you're probably wondering how you can get your hands on this state-of-the-art blend for yourself. To be honest, it's actually still very difficult for the general public to get Prostastream. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. While you can try buying each individual ingredient on its own, it's unlikely they will make a fraction of the positive impact that this scientifically proven all-in-one formula will. At the beginning, Alan and I had spent days trying to source the best ingredients from all over the world, and thousands of dollars to buy them. Then, weeks to extract the sacred seeds, the leaves, the essences. At the end, we had to dry them out, grind them down, and adjust the ratios. The result, we had enough of the mixture to last for a week or so. Plus, we were exhausted. That's why we jumped for joy when we found a modern manufacturing facility and honest suppliers to help us. Because Prostastream helps your body fight the flood of DHT inflammation with 2 pills a day, at such an astonishingly fast rate, pretty much everyone who uses it asks for more. As word continues to spread, it's only a matter of time until ProstaStream becomes extremely popular in Europe, and I already have received calls about preparing bulk purchases of more than 100 bottles or more, which means we will soon run out of our first batches. Once it will be sold out, it will take us 3 to 6 months to produce a new batch, as we're only willing to accept the best ingredients, even though we're almost out of stock. Because you've given me your trust and stayed with me through this presentation, I'll share how you can get your hands on a brand new bottle of ProstaStream in the next minute. You should know that after ProstaStream will give you back a full night's sleep and a strong, easy flow, you'll need to continue supporting your body to flush out DHT and take full advantage of all the plant extracts we have to offer. That's why we recommend you choose at least 3 bottles of ProstaStream. Although looking at the order history, most people choose the 6 bottles for a light bladder and normal prostate. For example, Kenneth L. says, "I've always believed that prostate issues are something only 90-year-old men suffer from. But within 6 months since I turned 52, I was making 15 to 20 trips to the bathroom each day, always making sure I went to the bathroom before I drove anywhere or did anything, always feeling like I needed to go even though I just went. I'm 24 days into taking this formula, and I'm down to just 5 to 7 times a day. I'm able to easily sleep through the night. I'm so happy." The real-life testimonials you heard are just a few of the hundreds that I'm receiving each month about ProstaStream. And you should know that ProstaStream is only available on this website while there are supplies in stock, and I'm able to stay in business. The truth is, I'm facing over a dozen potential injunctions from pharmaceutical lawyers who hate what I'm doing and are furious that there's a natural and effective solution for BPH, one that actually solves the problem. I'm fighting a war every day not to let Big Pharma win, but I don't want you to wait on taking action and reclaiming your life with ProstaStream. ProstaStream is your only real chance to soothe and relieve the inflammatory effects of your DHT buildup, and it's something that can protect your body for decades to come and never have to pay a red cent on side effect-filled treatments that only provide temporary relief. Think about how good it will feel to no longer be embarrassed by constantly having to go to the bathroom, to wake up feeling energized, to go about your day knowing you can confidently visit the toilet only when needed and not 20 times a day like you do right now, to finally feel like yourself again. All it takes is 2 powerful prostate protecting capsules per day for you to live a life free from the crippling symptoms of an enlarged prostate for years to come. So, tell me, how much is it worth for you to be in full control of your bladder? No fears, no health risks, while feeling like a strong man again. Just take a second, imagine how much that would be worth. $100,000? $10,000? $5,000? Even though Alan recommended I sell a 30-day supply of ProstaStream for no less than $997, considering the year of research, work, and tests that we've invested in it, and even though my brother suggested $597, seeing how he's a whole new person now, while our manufacturers would have asked for $397 just for the high quality of the ingredients. And even though many of the 17,856 men who got to experience ProstaStream said they would gladly pay $297 per bottle, which is less than what you'd pay for doctor visits, constant blood tests, and dangerous meds. This isn't about money for me. I'll never forget what I felt when I had to change my brother's diapers, the agonizing look in his eyes, the fact that we both knew he might not live to see his kids grow up. That's why I'm offering my prostate restoring solution to the public for the first time through a special Steel Prostate campaign. If you act right now and make the life-changing decision to join the more than 17,856 men before you, you can get your hands on ProstaStream for just $69 per bottle. Actually, let me make the deal even sweeter. After seeing my brother nearly lose his life over his prostate, it gave me a reality check that no matter how good your family's genes are, no matter how healthy and how active and worry-free you may be, no man is safe and anyone can fall victim to an enlarged prostate. So you'd be right to worry about your health of your fathers, your brothers, uncles, and sons right now. The good news is you can put those worries to rest and protect your loved ones right out of the gate with a discounted package plan that's only available today, where you can get 6 bottles of Prostastream for only $49 per bottle, or $1.63 per day. This special discounted package is only being offered to you today through this website as part of my awareness campaign and only while supplies last. Moreover, you also get free shipping today. But again, both the special multiple bottle discount and free shipping are limited. This means that when I run out of bottles of Prostastream again, it'll take up to 6 months before another batch is available. Just click the 6-bottle package or any package you choose below this video right now to start your order. You'll then go to the secure checkout page where you'll enter your order details, and within just 5 business days from now, you'll receive Prostastream right to your front door in discreet packaging. So no one will have any idea what's in the package. So go ahead and select your package of Prostastream while there's still bottles in stock. If you're skeptical, I totally get you. You've tried a lot of methods, you've spent a lot of money, and nothing worked. I'm so confident that Prostastream works that I'm going to give you our ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. In just a few weeks, you'll notice yourself needing to pee less often. You'll feel your stream go stronger. No more embarrassing dribbling in your briefs after you're done. You'll feel relaxed and grow confident as you don't have the need to constantly play bathroom detective or be ashamed of anyone noticing how much you're going. If for any reason you're not happy with your results using Prostastream, simply email my US-based customer service team 24/7, and we will give you a prompt and immediate refund with 0 questions asked. If that seems fair to you and you're ready to eliminate your problems for good, and then select the 6-bottle package or any package you choose below this video right now to start your order. Listen, when you think about it, you really only have 2 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1, stop watching this video, keep going the way you are now. But let me ask you this, how are you going to feel in a month, 6 months, or a year from now if you don't take action today? Keep struggling through sleepless nights, spend half your day trying desperately to squeeze out a few drops instead of doing your work. What about your partner and your sex life? Heck, forget everyone else. How will this constant lack of sleep, bladder anxiety, and inability to just forget about the bathroom for more than 5 minutes affect your sanity? Option 2. Risk nothing at all today. Grab Prostastream right now, and you'll be surprised at how well it works and how easy your life can be. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. Sincerely, Frank Neal. Still here? No problem. I know we just covered a lot. To help you out, let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions you might have. How does Prostastream work again? So, as I mentioned earlier, my major breakthrough was realizing the real cause behind the BPH epidemic that's scouring the USA at the moment is something called DHT-triggered inflammation. It's caused by the body mistakenly attacking your new testosterone form, DHT, and causing inflammation of the prostate, causing it to swell and grow, squeezing the bladder and your urethra, leaving you to feel like you always need to go, but stopping you from ever being able to go properly. Not to mention waking you up over and over again in the middle of the night, desperate to just go barely squeeze out a dribble before giving up and returning to bed defeated. This sounds incredible, but I'm not sure how many bottles to order. How long does it take to see results? The size of your prostate gland and the severity of your BPH will vary from person to person. Some people may just have a mild case, while others will have a situation that's been building up for years. So it's really hard to say for sure exactly how long you'll need to experience results. What I can tell you, however, is that a single bottle of Prostastream will give you the confidence that you're on the path to waving goodbye to your prostate nightmare. 3 bottles will do the same thing, while ensuring you protect your body from the effects of inflammation as you heal. And 6 bottles of Prostastream will give you an entire 6 months of protection, defending your prostate from the ravages of an immunoinflammation, freeing you from the prison of a bladder you can't trust, so you can wave goodbye to the bone-crushing exhaustion of sleepless nights spent running from your bed to the bathroom, only to desperately dribble out a few pitiful drops, as well as the constant emasculating anxiety of always frantically looking for the nearest bathroom. Letting you walk tall wherever you go, feeling like the healthy, virile, masculine man you used to be once more. Who was Prostastream for? Prostastream is for anyone who suffers from BPH or an enlarged prostate. It's for you if you're finding yourself needing to urinate more and more often, if you can't empty your bladder properly when you go, or spending your days anxiously looking for the nearest restroom and hoping no one notices how often you're going in, and if these issues have made you feel embarrassed, ashamed, or stressed, or worse, if you don't recognize yourself anymore. At any point throughout your life, I'm confident that with Prostastream, you'll finally experience the much-needed and well-deserved relief that you've been looking for. And of course, if you're not satisfied for any reason whatsoever, you're protected by my ironclad 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So when you think about it, you really have nothing to lose when you invest in Prostastream today. This sounds incredible, but I'm afraid it won't work for me. Can you remind me of your guarantee? Absolutely. Prostastream comes with a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That means when you order Prostastream today, you then have a full 2 months to decide if it's right for you. But if you're not thrilled with your progress for any reason, simply email my customer service team and we'll refund your investment with 0 questions asked. How long will Prostastream be available? That's hard to say. My hope is that Prostastream will make the effects of DHT-triggered inflammation a distant memory. But because Big Pharma is furious about this breakthrough, it's uncertain I'll be able to fight them off forever. That's why it's important you get Prostastream today, especially since it comes with a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, which means there are 0 risks to you. All right, I really want Prostastream. What should I do now? This part is simple. Just click one of the buttons below and choose your package. Then complete your order and Prostastream will be in your hands in just 5 business days from now. Plus, there are no risks because of my ironclad 60-day guarantee. This presentation is now ending, and I want to thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Go ahead and choose your package now and take Prostastream as directed for at least 30 days, and I cannot wait to hear about your success story. Thank you for watching, and God bless. Frank Neal.